So I'm here to talk about what happened to my Instagram account, and Ash will be here to take us through why it could have happened. How's it going?
Huh, good to see you. Yeah, all great. How have you been?
A little tensed this past week, but other than that, thanks to you, everything like it came back to normal. So
That's
a big
great.
thank
It's
you.
great to hear.
Before we start, I'll just tell you what
Yeah,
exactly
absolutely.
happened so
Sure.
that you get an idea. It was on the 13th of September that I was randomly I was on a conference call or something, and then one of my friends called up and said, "Your account is not there anymore." And
Okay.
she was like, "Did you take down your account? Did you deactivate it or
Mhm,
something?" So I said,
mhm.
"No, I did not do anything of that sort." And
Right.
then when I went and checked it, it wasn't there, and
Okay.
I got the message which said that due to unusual activity,
Right.
we are logging out of your account without a
Okay.
warning mail. So I did not get a mail, nothing,
Mm-hmm.
because I usually read online in whatever
Mm-hmm.
forums I've gone through, because those 2 3 days I was like doing a lot of reading.
Yeah.
So everyone said that you will get a mail from Instagram and then you will have to go forward with it. But
Right.
I didn't get anything. I had no clue why they took it down. They are not responsive at all.
You did not even get a warning, like there's some unusual activity on the account or something?
Nothing. When I tried to log in, that's the only time it showed, like, that
Uh-huh.
too, it was for half a second. Just told that we are logging out of your account because we've detected some unusual activity.
So this is something that is quite strange, but it does happen. Yeah. So like 2 years back, I lost my own account. So this account that we are chatting at, Ash Kashyap, this used to be my Instagram handle, and 2 years back, this account had grown to close to 30,000 followers, and that's when
Wow.
I lost this account. So it took me one entire year to recover this. And after that, even when I recovered this account, after like almost 8 to 9 months of regular back and forth conversations with the Instagram support team, when my account got reactivated back, it was a fresh, brand new account with like zero followers, zero posts, and everything was gone. So
Oh,
that's how I figured it out, how it's done. Now the thing is, when accounts get deactivated, you only have like 30 days to recover it. And if it's not recovered within 30 days, the account gets purged. So purged means it gets deleted from, I think, the database side of things, and it's totally gone. So in my case, it took like close to like 7 or 8 months for the entire process. So I lost total, like I lost everything, which was there. So I know why my account got deactivated and what exactly happened with me. Before your account got deactivated, did you ever try or use any online service or say any app that you downloaded which could help you say get more likes or more followers or do anything of that sort?
no. There was only this, the follow, unfollow, just for monitoring purposes, there are those apps, right? So that
Right.
was there on my end. So probably that could have
Yes.
contributed to this. I used to host giveaways and stuff. So I
Right.
need to monitor
Right.
people who are
Right.
following and all, right? Because one main thing about giveaways is that you don't follow to unfollow, right?
Right.
So for that, I installed this app so that I can keep an eye on what's going on.
So now the thing is, a lot of these third-party apps, firstly, whenever you use anything of this sort with your Instagram account, firstly, you risk your account. The Instagram algorithm identifies your account as something which is being automated now, which is not being interacted through a person. Because what these apps do is these apps would, on a regular basis, go and hit the Instagram servers to get the numbers of followers or number of people who unfollowed you and things of that sort. Now, that's
Right.
something that Instagram hates, which is bots and automation. Because Facebook wants more people to stay on the platform and they want more genuine and authentic engagement. Now, if you look at from basically, I would say the commercial side of things, Facebook, the only revenue that Facebook generates is through running ads and running ads on platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and even like third party platforms and everything. So now, when an advertiser is basically paying for an ad, Facebook charges the advertiser on a per impression basis or a per click basis. So now when your account's running through a bot, any ad that has come onto your feed has not been shown to you. it's probably the bot, which and the bot even doesn't like scroll through your feed or anything, but the advertisers got charged for it. So that is unethical on Facebook's part. Now, Facebook can't charge somebody for an ad which a user genuinely hasn't seen it. So that is something that Facebook doesn't like, charging their users for, I would say, unauthentic views or for the ads. So that's why they want to terminate as many Instagram accounts as possible, which are using other means to gain their following up or basically get the engagements up. Now, using these kinds of apps or I would say tools or services also does another thing. Now, what the way Instagram figures out if basically your account is in that criteria, which is being automated or which is run through a bot, is that they have engagement limits, and those limits are on an hourly basis, on a daily basis, and I would say even like on a weekly basis. So, how many engagements can you do in basically say an hour? So, for likes and comments, there are a certain number of likes and comments that you should post in an hour. If you're starting to go regularly above those thresholds and those limits, your account gets flagged as one of the bot accounts or one of the spamming accounts. And another thing is the likes and comments limit. What we have seen is for aged accounts, the accounts that gain more authority, and the accounts with which gradually have been doing it. So when a human is doing it, you'll be doing it more randomly. But when a bot is doing it, the bot is doing it on basically sort of a programmatical, I would say, a cycle. So if you're using a bot to comment on people's posts, it'll be doing it like say after every 2 minutes or after every 5 minutes. So the algorithm is now smart enough to figure out like, okay, that can't be a human which is actually posting a comment every 2 minutes or every 5 minutes. So that definitely has to be that account is run through a bot. So now when it sees that sort of an activity, and now the engagement limits initially when your Instagram account's pretty new, the limits are something around like say 30 engagements per hour. So you should not be following more than I would say 15 to 20 people in an hour, or even like posting comments or liking on the post. Like say if you just randomly get onto Instagram and you're like, okay, let me reply to everyone who's commented on my last post, and like let me like all the posts there as well. So in those kind of scenarios, always avoid doing it all at the same time, because like say you get up early in the morning and you're like, okay, you have already received like say 50, 60 comments or something. You start liking everything and you start replying on every comment. Uh, your account might go above the Instagram threshold. But then if you are doing it more randomly throughout the day, then Instagram might be aware that okay, this account is run by like a human. It's quite random enough, and your limits would gradually increase. So the older your account gets, and the more authority it gains, your limits keep growing. But then always try to stay under the safe zone, which is like always do like less than 30 likes per hour or less than 30 follows or unfollows. And even if you're replying to comments or anything of that sort, just stay under 30 on an hourly basis. But then when people are using bots or other services, then they don't consider those limits. The bots would continue going and doing this kind of stuff. So this question which came up, I guess, was asked that so my account is currently restricted in some way by Instagram. I cannot like or follow or comment or be tagged in anything. But I can share posts to stories, use Instagram messages, and post pictures. However, I cannot write a caption. So, is this something that you can help with? So now the thing is, usually, why does these restrictions happen? So these restrictions come in force when the Instagram algorithm or the AI that now runs Facebook and Insta both, it figures out that there's something which is strange going on with your account. So if your account is exceeding the limits, which Instagram algorithm doesn't like. So definitely in this scenario as well, this person might have accessed or installed a third-party app which would have knowingly or unknowingly gained access to your Instagram account. Now, when that happens, when say a third party app gains access to your Instagram, it could be like a lot of people install apps from the App Store, which are which help you gain followers or which help you do a lot of other things as well. So in your case, it was just analytics, but
Right.
could be that that app had access to your account and it might have been doing other things without your intention or without even you being aware of it. And even if like consider the app was genuine enough, it was just pulling analytics for you. The developer might have not written an app in a way that it was only do like hitting the Instagram server once a day. It could have been doing like multiple times a day. And when it was doing
Right.
multiple times a day, that flagged Instagram into believing that your account is using something or a app or a third party service, which it shouldn't be. So usually when
Right.
people use these kind of services and when people get onto any sort of a platform that automates their account or that does anything which is not liked by Instagram as such, that is when they start putting restrictions in place. So it could be like, so you go on Instagram, you start commenting on people's posts, and after about say 10 or 15 comments, you receive a notification saying that this activity is currently restricted. We want to keep our community safe, and we do not want you to. So if we have detected a spammy activity or something of that sort. So there's a message that gets displayed, and if you start abusing any of the Instagram features, you would definitely get to receive that message as well. So that restriction might stay there for could be like 3 hours or 6 hours or something of that sort. But then when Instagram notices that you have again done a similar activity, the next restriction which gets placed on your account could be like 24 hours or 48 hours or 72 hours. So it's like a 2 or a 3 day restriction that comes onto your account. Now, during those 2 or 3 days, you're not able to do anything of that sort on Instagram. So that's when people get these kind of action blocks. So these are called action blocks where you can't comment, you can't like anything else, but then Instagram still allows you to post content, but then you can't follow people, you can't unfollow people because those activities are considered spammy activities. So anything that triggers a notification for somebody else is considered a spam activity because the way bots work to help you grow your account is that they go and they trigger notifications on other accounts by following them, by unfollowing them, by liking their posts, by commenting on their posts. And if you're doing the same through your own Instagram account, you're actually risking your own account. But there are times where there could be a restriction put on your account for a month or two. And then if Instagram figures out that you're still within the restriction period and you're still trying to basically do the same spammy activity during the restriction as well, your account might get deactivated. So Instagram might log you out, might deactivate your account. The very first thing with what happens when an account gets deactivated on Instagram is that it would log you out. So it would not completely disable your account at the very first go. It would log you out from all the devices that you have been logged in. And when it logs you out, you definitely would have to put in a password again. So as soon as you put your password again, it would say that we detected some sort of an unauthorized activity on your account, and we would recommend you to reset your password. So now Instagram has also learned over the years about what exactly happens and how people use Instagram, and they want to reduce friction as much as possible. Now, if in case you have reset your password, you have logged back into Instagram, and you again start doing the same activity, which is like spamming, using like liking, commenting, following, unfollowing, all that kind of stuff, then the second time Instagram blocks your account, it would again reset your password, but the second time it would basically block your account for a much longer duration. Now, what happens is at times, if that blocking, unblocking sort of a thing keeps on happening over a continued period of time, that's when people lose access to their accounts for a prolonged duration. Now, what I'm saying is, in your case, nothing happened. So it was just like one fine day, you woke up and your account was gone. What might have happened is that in your case, the app that you were using, which was getting statistic, could have been abusing the feature on Instagram and could have been exceeding the Instagram API limits on a hourly or a daily basis. And Instagram might have been sending those warnings to that app. So there are two ways how you access Instagram. One is through the Instagram application that we have on phone. The other way is for developers like us who have access to the Instagram API endpoints. So API endpoints are like web services where you can write third-party applications, authorize an account, and then run activities on that account. And when they are trying to access and do activity on an Instagram account through APIs, their APIs are designed in a way where if you abuse the API limits, you start receiving error messages. But then, if the app that you were using was authentic enough, they would have informed you about those kind of error messages, or they would have handled it. The developers should have handled those error messages by not abusing those limits. So, what they kept on doing was they kept on abusing the limits, they kept on suppressing the errors that came from Instagram. So, eventually, Instagram figured out okay, this account is using a third party app or a service and is technically they categorize your account as a spam account. And what that did was that totally would have disabled your account. Yeah,
When I was trying to enter the security code, it was asking for a security code,
right,
but it was not coming to my number, and there was no email that I got because
right.
Instagram send an email when it's
Not when
deactivating
it's
your
deactivated, but you remember when I recovered your account, it sent you an email with a one OTP, like one-time password.
right.
The thing is, Instagram does have your phone number and your email address in like linked to your account. Do you have like two-factor authentication enabled on your account? So this is
I
this
didn't
recent.
have it at first
Okay,
before
so
this whole thing happened.
so this happened with one of our clients where she had two-factor authentication enabled and she lost access to her account. So what she basically did was she was receiving a lot of and that like client of ours is like a big time influencer. So she was receiving a lot of spam messages from a few accounts. So she temporarily deactivated her account. And there's a feature in Instagram where you can temporarily deactivate your account and then reactivate it back again. So she temporarily deactivated the account and then could not get back the account again because now what we figured out with her account was she had two-factor authentication enabled, and that two-factor authentication, if you have enabled along with when you deactivate your account, so when you're trying to reset your password or trying to log in, it would say that there's a two-factor authentication code that we have sent and try to use that code within the app. So that is
Right.
something which is a flaw within Instagram, and like some features don't work the way it should, but then definitely they are fixing and they're evolving on a daily basis. And definitely it does happen that at times things don't work as they are expected to work. Even in our case, I've learned like everything by experience being on so we are growing Instagram accounts for the last like I think like 6 or 7 years now for our clients. And
Yeah.
even like recovering accounts is something I learned the hard way because the way I lost my first account was because my account, like through my account, I used to experiment a lot of things. So I used to even experiment a lot of like automation. I used to do a lot of things, and I knew that initially that was the time like it was before Facebook took over Instagram, acquired Instagram.
Instagram.
So I was growing my account even much before that using automation. When Facebook acquired Instagram, it was like a couple of months that gradually Facebook started implementing their own AI on the Instagram platform. And my account was still interacting with people on the same daily limits. Like I would say, probably following and unfollowing hundreds of people a day, sending like thousands of messages and comments and all those kind of stuff. So as soon as Facebook took over Insta, I started receiving those action blocks and everything. And this was like about, I would say, 2017ish or 18ish. So that was when
Okay.
I started receiving. So that's when Facebook basically implemented more of an AI and figuring out like and trying to suppress on the spammy activity. So I did used to receive a couple of action blocks, and I was still okay with it because it was pretty new. So whenever things are pretty new, people aren't like that. I would say careful or mindful of like what's happening. And after receiving those couple of action blocks, one day the same thing happened. Like my account was gone. And I was like, okay, now what? So the account's gone. So I tried the same thing, tried to basically go back, try to log in and do all those kind of things. It was just that the account wasn't there. I got back from Instagram support. They told me the steps how to recover my account. But then the thing was, it was already too late. So it was like
Yeah.
almost 7 or 8 months. And I did tell them, I was like, I recovered the account back, but it's like I did get my same user ID. But then it's like all my comments, all my posts, all my DMs, everything's gone. It's like a blank account. But then I knew why that happened. And another good thing is it's more of a learning experience as well. So now with the new account, I'm pretty careful of how to grow. So we are using like more authentic organic techniques.
What I would even recommend your viewers is to just make sure that you're not using any third-party apps which are abusing Instagram limits with or without your consent. So it does happen that people get lured to downloading apps like get more followers or get more likes or get more comments and things of that sort. And people tend to install those kind of apps which gain access to your Instagram account. And when they gain access to your Instagram account, they start doing things on your behalf, which Facebook
Right.
hates. So
Yeah.
that's the golden rule. Never
Right.
put your Instagram password in any third-party app or
In
any
fact, right.
third-party service. Yep. In the meanwhile, I'll just answer one or two questions. So there's one person who's asked, like, what kind of comments or interactions or activities considered as spam? So, what I would say is the kind of activity where you're trying to write the same comment again and again, or if you start going randomly and commenting on everybody's post, like if you're using the same exact words in success in repetition successively again and again with every single post, definitely it gets flagged as spam. Even if you're doing it manually, try to use different comments, try to randomize it. If you're using something for a prolonged duration of time, the same set of words, the same set of jargons, or a lot of people say that on iPhone, just create text replacements and create a comment, and you can just go on the text replacement, type something on keyboard, like you just set a short code, like say CC1 or something, the comment comes up and you
Mm.
post it. Keep doing that for a month and your account gets basically flagged for spammy activity. Try to keep your account as much authentic and as much genuine as possible.
I have two questions though, which people
Yeah.
left on my story the other day. Like this is not technically Instagram
Hmm.
account related, but it's
Okay. Yep. Yep.
Instagram related.
Yep.
A person tried to cause trouble on DMs,
Hmm.
unsent the messages after being seen, but they tried reporting it. Is there any way out in which we could do anything about this?
This might be happening to millions of people around the world, and to be honest, even the Facebook support team might not have enough capacity to go there and look at everything what's happening. Though the
Right.
way they, I would say, monitor is that they do have algorithms which do scan through content and they figure out if someone's trying to, but it's like more of a word based, like that if someone's using banned words or say blacklisted words in the chats or in the comments or something, they get automatically flagged and deleted, and someone who's doing that, their accounts might get suspended if they're doing it regularly with a lot of other people. But then what also happens is if someone's done that, you might be lucky enough if you have just taken like screenshots of those kind of posts. But then even if you report it to Instagram and if you report it to Facebook, uh, it might not be a thing that you would hear back from the team. So until unless you have a pretty high authority account.
But
So
do you think Instagram or Facebook they
mhm,
do this sort of a deep dive into an account that so many people are reporting? Because there was this thing that happened recently
mhm,
on Bookstagram where a particular author was harassing reviewers for
right.
you know putting up a review of sort. He was
Yep,
literally
yep, yep.
verbally abusing her, and
Right.
when a lot of a lot of reported it, Instagram was like, we do not find that. This account violates
Happens.
our community guidelines.
I've seen that happen. A lot of our clients have also reported and told us about these kind of spammy accounts. So even a lot of celebrities face this sort of thing where they get spammed by a lot of different accounts and people just posting obscene things and on the comments, on the in the DMs and all that kind of stuff. So at times, what you can do is definitely if you guys are going and reporting that account, could be that if too many people report that account, it might be that if the algorithm figures out that okay, the account's being reported, it might get flagged as a spam account, and if it keeps doing it, eventually in future it might get deactivated or something. But then definitely it's not something that Instagram would proactively, I would say, go ahead and follow. If something's happened, all you can do is just report.
There are a few other questions. One is, will switching on two-factor authentication prevent this from happening?
No. So if you're just talking about your account getting deactivated, that
Mhm.
is something two-factor authentication would not prevent. So you need to understand what basically two-factor authentication is for. That is, if in case someone's trying to reset your password. So
Mm.
two-factor authentication comes into place when Instagram would send you a code on your, say, your mobile phone or your device with a SMS code saying that, okay, this person's trying to reset your password. If it's you,
Right.
then you
Right.
can use that SMS code to facilitate the change of a password of your account. But then it would
Right.
not prevent Instagram from getting into like deactivating your account. The purpose for two-factor authentication is that when you use any sort of third-party applications or say any application that can access your account without your intent or your permission. So what usually is happening is, say you're based in India. Now the Instagram app or the Facebook algo, they already know that this account is registered within India, always accesses Instagram from this specific location. But when you are
Right.
using an app or a third-party service to do anything that is considered spam, that
Right.
would be logging your account in from a different location. So say that app is running on servers in US. Instagram would figure this out. Okay, this person is based in India, is not based in a different location. There's a different app trying to log into their account, or somebody else is trying to log into your account. They have just randomly guessed your password, or they have figured out your password, and they're not in your same physical location. So it could be that somebody is gaining access to your account, gaining unauthorized access to your account. So that is when they would send a SMS code to your mobile phone. So that adds a extra layer of security on your account, which prevents
Mm.
unauthorized access on logging in or from someone to reset your password and gain access to your account. But then
Yep.
what is happening with accounts being disabled is that people proactively themselves are sharing their passwords with apps or with third-party softwares and stuff to boost their engagement or to get more followers or whatever. And when
Mm.
that's happening, then you're definitely risking your own account by yourself. So two-factor
Right.
authentication would not help your account not being deactivated. Your account deactivates considering what you do or what the app or the service that you're using, what that does.
Someone downloaded all the data using the download data feature on Instagram,
Okay,
but how do I restore it?
I'll quickly show you what that is. So if you say go into your Instagram account and
Right.
it's actually on the desktop. So when you go onto privacy
Mhm.
and security of your account, there's this setting here which is like data download and request to download.
Mm.
So when you do like a
Mm.
request to download, it's not something instant. They take a couple of days, and then you receive an
Mm.
email back from Instagram saying that your download's ready and available. So this is for people, or this is more for, I would say, companies and brands to figure out like what they have shared on their Instagram over a couple of years or everything. So this is like from beginning of time. And the
Right.
purpose of this feature, as far as I understand, is more for auditing purposes as compared
Oh,
to,
right.
it's not like a backup of your account. It's not like you can download and
Right.
you can restore a backup. So this is not a backup. This is more for an auditing purpose. So it might not be relevant to just general users like us, but definitely when there are
Mm.
big brand accounts and company accounts, they
It's more useful.
yeah, so they're more it's more useful for those accounts or accounts which actually then get into, I would say, like legal trouble. So when an account
Right.
gets into legal trouble, they might have to then produce everything that they shared on social media and all those kind of stuff.
Mhm.
So that
Mhm.
might be more of a feature where they request a download and then they can utilize that kind of a thing.
So there's one last question that even I have.
Sure,
How
sure, sure.
did you recover the account? Like I've been
Yeah,
I have been curious about it as well, and a lot of people have asked me as well, how did you get your account back? Let us also know, because we are also a little terrified now. Okay, what if
right.
it happens to our account? What do we do to make sure that this doesn't happen to us? So if you could share something about that, it would be great.
Right. So see, there are a couple of things which are, I would say, trade secrets, and
Yeah.
there are things that we can share, and there are things that we can't share. So
Right.
how I recovered that account is something I would not be able to publicly disclose or share. But
Okay.
then
Okay.
definitely if someone has that sort of a thing that happens to them, all we say is like feel free to reach out to us, and
Okay.
I don't even mind like recovering it for people because I've done it for like hundreds of clients now. So the way I
That's
learned
great.
how to do it is to recover my own Instagram account. To be honest, like it's not like that proactive, but I'm pretty sure they have become more proactive with a lot more people coming in and joining. The company's grown much bigger as well. So, but definitely initially, like I used to write an email, wait for like 10, 15 days, and I used to get a response back from them. And at times, even I used to forget responding back to the email. So, like just sitting someday, I was thinking, okay, what happened to my Instagram account? Okay, let me go back and open the email thread and then go through
Right.
where it was and then respond back. So, going through a couple of hoops and back and forth and things of that sort, that's when like somebody from Instagram support once told me, okay, try this and this should get recover your account.
Okay.
So now that is what I use, like that is what one of our trade secrets is, how to recover those accounts back,
Okay.
and that works with I would say like 99% of the cases.
I'm
So
glad you have the trade secret because you're helping a lot of people. And guys, if you ever face an issue like this, feel free to reach out to Ash as he
yep,
has already offered.
thank
And
you.
yeah, the funny thing is, the moment you recovered my account, it was just half an hour later that I got an email from Facebook saying that there no longer seems to be an issue. So yeah,
Great.
that's what they said. I was like, your timing is
I'm
way off.
I'm glad they responded.
Yeah,
That's
thanks
how
a
it
lot
happens.
for that. Like I
But
said,
yeah,
I
you're welcome.
can't say thank you enough
Nah, nah, I
because
completely get that.
uh,
It's
yeah,
Yeah, you're welcome. It's definitely something that we do offer our premium clients because with a lot of our clients, that's how they find us, and
yeah,
it does happen. So definitely people can lose access to the Instagram accounts doing the same stuff that uh, like probably what you were doing, probably giving an access to a third party app without even
right.
knowing or unknowingly the
That
app
this
was
could
performing.
happen. Yeah,
It could happen, or doing the stuff that I was doing when I lost my account. So that was like
yeah.
just trying to convert my account into a theme page and try to grow it much bigger. But then I lost the account and the ID as well, both of them. But now, if we have to do it, there are ways that we already know. So I've done it for like hundreds of accounts now. So how we grow
Yeah.
personal accounts, how we convert those accounts to theme pages, and how exactly everything works. So there are like strategies behind it.
Thanks a lot for
Oh, you're
doing this
welcome.
session. It was very helpful, and it was helpful for me and even to the people who've been watching.
And definitely, yeah, we'll be in
So,
touch. And if you need any further help with Instagram or anything, or your followers need, feel free to reach out to me. It's just through
absolutely.
gramseed.com.